Good morning, this is Discovering World Channel. Thank you very much for your subscription to my channel. This is the only channel that is focused in bringing to you the latest invention and the procedure of learning how to design and produce your own inventions. Thank you for the contribution you have done so far, because I've received a lot of comments and even phone calls concerning the last production. And today we are going to discuss something very important, and I know it will be of immense benefit to my subscriber and also to YouTube viewers. For the number of days now, we discuss about electrical, we discuss about how cell generator works. Now we are going to discuss something very important here, and we are going to focus mainly on what I captioned how free energy generator works. We're going to know about the secret of free energy generator, what makes free energy generator work, what are the components, what are the configurations that make the generator possible, because many people still not believe that there is a free energy generator. Some say it's a fake, and some say it's not real, but I want to tell you that it's real. It's very, very real. It's not something that's fake, it's something that is working. We have implemented it, we have tested it, and we see that it's working. The fact that you cannot do it does not mean that it does not exist. The fact that you do not have knowledge of it does not mean that it exists. But in this video, I'm going to review to you more secrets on this area of free energy generator, and by so doing, you should be able to design your free energy generator. Now, what is free energy generator? Because I know many of you may not have the idea of what free energy generator is all about. I want to tell you that free energy generator is electrical devices that generate electricity in the absence of petrol, kerosene, diesel, or any other liquid except electric. Any device that generates electric current without any combination of these facilities of petroleum, kerosene, or diesel, then you can consider that as a cell generator. For instance, you can consider solar system as a cell generator, because solar system does not use anything to do with liquids. So you can also consider that as a cell generator. But in today's edition, I'm not focusing on solar system, but if you subscribe to my channel, you will know about solar system, because I've already produced a video on that for you to see how solar system works. But this one I'm going to talk about mostly about how free energy generator work. Yes, I'm going to discuss on how free energy generator work. In my last production, I used this diagram to illustrate how the energy generator work. And I know many people ask questions on this area, and some of them having a program on how to combine the two systems, because it's not practically oriented. So I have to now decide to repeat the production and make it more elaborate. And in this series now, I'm going to explain a little here, then before we go to the next series. For instance, I said something about this input power system. I tell you that this is the power source. That this area has to do with power source. This external power, that is public supply, like where you are, can talk about the way you get your light. So this public power supply only helps to turn this electric motor. And I tell you the electric motor duty is just to run, it's just to rotate. It does not generate light. Though it looks like a generator, but it does not generate light. All its duty is to rotate, because there is something we call a rotator, and that it helps it to rotate in the electric motor. It helps to rotate and coil system. I say that's not, but because of its link, the link between the two, right? This generator and the generator duty is to generate light. And I told you earlier that even if you have the capacity to, I told you that if you have the capacity to turn this generator by your hand, it is possible for the generator to generate light. Because this generator, the only thing that is making it to work is the fact that it is running in a very high frequency. The high frequency is the only thing that makes the generator to work. Now, the generator is combined with the electric motor using the shaft, and the shaft is the rotating that we call flywheel. You can call it flywheel, or you can call it shaft coupling. This is the link. The link now, if the electric motor is turning, automatically the generator will also generate light. So I've said that earlier that it is not the diesel, it's not the kerosene, it's not the petrol that make this generator to generate light, or the coil to generate light, but what make the coil to generate light is the rotation, that is the speed at which the generator runs. It determines the high level of the current. Now I also told you about the power output, as the power output here is what that sent out, that what the generator sent out. I told you that when the generator runs in a high speed, it sends out the power output, and in this power output is where you have to link to your house or to your fridge or whatever you use. Now I also explained about these two lines which I told you is negative and positive. I say if the lines are, this here is tapped to the output power which is positive, and this one is tapped to the output power which is negative, and it's all linked to the socket here. This is the switch, control switch. Now I told you that when the control switch is off, at least now it's in the off stage, so the voltage that moves from this generator is always stopped at this switch, and then it cannot move back to the generator, to the electric motor, and therefore it will stop at here, because there's an input power that's moving to electric motor inside, so the generator cannot send it in. Now what you have to do now is that you have to now off the power source here, and then on the switch here, so that the voltage here will flow to the electric motor. By so doing, the electric motor now will start running on its own without the support of this input, of the power input. Now let's go further and see it in this diagram here. I think here will explain also better because you get a practical hand. This is the graphical representation of what I'm trying to explain. Now this is the input power, which is the electric motor input. That is the power from the wall, from your socket wall. That's public power. So I put it external switch, public power. This is the power from the outside. Now when the power enter outside the electric motor will rotate in very high speed, and the electric motor now will help the generator to generate light. And generator now, as it is rotating in high speed, it will send its voltage, its current, to this control panel. This is the control panel. This control panel now will send its light to the house, and then send some to the control switch. This control switch, the control switch. At this stage, the control switch is in the off stage. So for you to enable the control switch to be on stage, you have to now allow the current to flow. You on it in this place. When you on, the current flow back to the electric motor, and you off this switch. You off it. You have to put it off, because if you don't put it off, it means you're going to have two power input, one from the generator and another one from power from the wall. It will not be socket heady for the electric motor to run smoothly. So you have to switch off this one, then switch on this one, so that this voltage that moved from here will now enter back to the electric motor. So this, as you can see, that you can see it in it sends some to this place and returns some to this place. So what it means that as the generator is running, it's filling this one with the light generate and back to this one. So it's very simple to design and to implement. It's not something that is very difficult. Just understand the logic. If you understand the logic, then you have no problem in designing this. But I also want you to let me know if you have any problem. Just call me or just mail me or put a comment there. I will still reach you. It's not difficult something to do. After you start this difficult, you can do it if you want to do it, because it's just having the materials. You just need three things here. You just need a generator, you need an electric motor, and then the flywheel to combine the two together. Then when you finally come together, you connect it just up. Now you can also watch this video to see a better explanation. If you watch this video, you will see that what I'm talking about is just a simple practical thing. It's not just only talking, but you can see it practically working, because this generator will explain it better. Let's continue. Now see it here. This is the meter that's showing the voltage, the level of voltage, and this is the generator. As you can see, the generator, and you see the generator RPM is how 1400 RPM, and this generator how it is now. Then if you consider it here, you see the bed. This is the bed of the generator of that link to the flywheel. The bed is written. The bed now is the one that linked the generator to the flywheel, and the flywheel linked it to electric motor. And this place, this is the electric motor now. This is the electric motor. The electric motor now is linked to the flywheel, while the generator linked to this now. And if you see, the electric motor is on a rotating power, it's still rotating. And then if you observe critically that the link, there's a cable that link that, you know, this is electric motor something. This is the electric motor configuration. As you can see now, it's also very on its own. This is the configuration of electric motor is there. So you're able to understand this. You know that this is the configuration of electric motor, which is 2800 RMP. So you now see now. So if you see the electric motor is under rotation, but look, let me show you something here. This now, this is empty. This is the electric motor connected to the power source, and this is the generator. The generator now is, this is a cable for generator. Now I'm going to do something now. See what is going to happen now. The generator now is this electric motor is connected to the wall, to this power ward. This is the power ward here, as you can see. This is the power ward, and this is the power ward here. This is a meter gauge. I'm trying to tell you the electric motor cable now is connected to the wall. So now we are going to disconnect it from the wall now. When first disconnecting for the wall, you now come and plug and connect the motor. Now you see, now it's connected. Now see, the motor now is the generator now is connected now to the electric motor cable. See this generator now, as you can see, the is connected already. See the meter now is reading, still on the high speed. As you can see now, it's 200 something. So you see now, this is the link. Have you seen the link there? So the two systems are now parallel themselves. See the cable here is linked now. As you can see, the cable is linked. See the cable now. It's not connected to the wall. This is the cable. This is the cable from the electric motor. This is the cable for the generator. They are all this cable from the electric motor. Let's take a look here now. Let's take a look back. Let me take a look back here so you can see something. This is the cable from the electric motor, and this is the cable from the generator. The two of them are now joined together. As you can see now, two of them are now coming here to join together. See it now, see it now, see it now. This is it here. As you can see, this is it here. This is where it's joined now. This cable comes from the electric motor. It ends here. This cable comes from generator. Now it comes joined together. But the two of them now are met here. So you can now see that the system is now power itself. It does not really need anything outside to work now. What it's doing now is that it's running by itself. That is a simple way to generate your own free energy. This is not something that you say is difficult, as many people say it's not possible. Some people say it's not working, some people say it's fake. If you can see here, this is not something that is fake about it. If you can do it, you can do it in your house. Nothing fake about it. This is the cable that linked to the electric motor, and this is the cable that linked to the generator. So the two of them meet here through a joint. This is a joint that join together, just like what I've told you in this diagram here. I've explained to you that if this one is to this place and this one is to this place, and the two of them met here. So if you switch off this one, or unconnect it, the flow is current to come here, and if switched on, it will move to this point. Have you seen? Because this generator now is running, so you generate the current to this place. So this one now tap to this place and turn it to this place. So the voltage now move on the cycle form. You move on the cycle form. This one is running. As it's running, it makes this one to turn. And this one is turning. It generates light and send to the control panel, and the control panel send light to his house and send the one back to this control switch, and for the control switch to return it back to the electric motor. So this is not something that is very difficult to do, and I believe many of you can do it. It's something that if you concentrate your time and study it, you can produce effective free energy generator. So there is nothing fake about it. It's not something you say is hiding, someone's hiding it. You can see it on the video. You can see how it is. You can see the connection. So you can watch the video very careful. You will understand what I'm talking about. So nothing fake about it. You can see it. You can repeat the video again to see it. This is from the power source. This is how it is now. This is how it is in the power source. Now this I have told you about this area. I talk about the megahertz, 550 megahertz. You can see it here. So if you see about the megahertz here, Then you can now also look at the area of the, I told you about the bed. This is the bed area. This is the flyway. This is the bed. The flyway is joined. This is like a joint. This flyway. This is an iron. This is a flyway too, small little flyway, and enable that joins with the bed that join the flyway to the, as you can see it here, it's joined in the generator. Now if you turn again now, if you turn back again to the other side, you see that this is the, this one is the, this is the electric motor now. This electric motor now. Electric motor with the cable is joined to the flyway, so they have two beds. We have one for generator, one for electric motor. Now if you go further again, you see that this is running smoothly without no problem. Now see that this is the system of this is the electric motor on its work. Now if you observe now the bed, now this is the bed that's going around helping. This is the bed for the electric motor. Then you see the electric motor configuration here. You see the RMP, you see the power source for the electric motor, that's the rate of the power, and you see everything here, and the phase of the electric motor, they are all here. If you look at very critically, they are all here, and you can use it for your own position. And this now is turning the flyway, and the flyway is turning the other side. So, and this is the empty power. Yes, about this empty power. I say this empty power, the cable here is this cable is for the generator. This is generator cable, and then you have 6 as you can see, we're moving with it. And now if you move it now, this cable here is for the power source. This is the power source. It's plugged to the wall, as you can see it here. It's plugged to the wall. This is it here, this is it here, and this is it here. It's plugged to the wall to show the power gauge. From this is the power gauge. It's plugged to the wall. Now we unplug it from the wall. Then you carry it now from the point where it is now, which is this point. This is the point now. Now is being joined. It's being joined. This electric motor, this generator, the two cables are now joined together. As they join together, you see the engine is still on run. It is not stopped because this generator is still generating light. It's still powering the electric motor with light, so it does not stop. So there's nothing so difficult for you to do in this area because it's still on run. It's still running. It does not stop running. So you can see it now. It's still in a very high speed. It's still moving forward. So now see it now. See the joint now. See the joint here. You see the joint. You can see now. You see the cable. You can see the cable is dragged out. You see it here. This is the cable. This is the one. This is one for the generator. This one from this one electric motor to the generator. This cable is for the electric motor. See it here. And this cable is for the generator, as you can see, and the generator is still on run. It does not affect it. It's still working perfectly, as you can see. So this is the simple thing you can talk about as long as electric motor and free energy production is concerned. So you don't need, it's nothing so difficult. I thank you for listening. Once again, I advise you to subscribe to this channel for the next production. I'm going to bring more practicals on this area, and as you do, I believe God will bless you. Thank you. See you next.